Hi there, this is Crystal, and today I'm sharing something a little bit different with all of you. I have the Citrus Twist Kits Life Crafted album, and I am going to be using one of these albums this year to document the books that I read. So I've set myself a goal of 24 books, which for some people may not seem like a lot, especially for a librarian, but because I work with books all the time, I rarely have time to actually sit down and read for myself. So 24 books is a lot for me. But I am determined to get it done this year. So I want to use this album to document those books and record when and what I'm reading and what I think about it. So I'm using the February kits from Citrus Twist, and I want to create a title page for this album. So the kit came with this oversized tag, and I want to use it to add a title for the album. So I pulled out some things from the kit. There was so much here. I wanted to kind of edit through what we got before I started to make this video a little bit shorter. So I've pulled out some things that I think I might use, and I am just going to start putting everything together.
So I know I want to use this paper. It's a 6x8 Citrus Twist Kit exclusive paper. It's kind of like a dictionary print, and I am such a sucker for dictionary prints or book prints, anything that looks like it came out of a book. So I figured that would be perfect for the title page of my album about the books I'm reading. So I know I want to use that as the background, and I've decided to offset it a little bit. So it's going to be all the way to the right side of the tag, but there'll be a space on the left side. So it kind of leads you into the book as you turn this page and head into the list of books that I've read this year. So I'm adding a liberal amount of tape runner to the back of this because it's not going to be in a pocket, and I don't want anything falling off. So I'm going to be using a bit more tape runner than I normally would for this project. And I know I want to add the number 24. So there were this set of acetate shapes in the kit this month, and I thought maybe I would use the 2 and the 4, but it just wasn't providing enough contrast. It was kind of blending into the background. So instead, I'm going to use this this die cut that says 24/7, and I'm just going to end up cutting off the 7 part of it. But as of right now, I haven't decided for sure if I'm going to do that, so I'm just letting it sit there, letting my mind kind of adjust to it and see if it's really what I want to do before I cut into it. And so I'm adding this other die cut. So it's like a ticket, and it has a heart at the top, and then down the side of it are the months of the year. And I thought that was really perfect for this album about the entire year's worth of reading. So here you can see I'm kind of experimenting, seeing if I like that, and I do. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the 7 off of this die cut and just use the 24 to denote my goal for the year. And then I'm going to add that other die cut that says, "You've totally got this," to the bottom of the 24, so you can't see where I've chopped off the bottom of it. I also know I want to use some of these butterflies because they are gorgeous. So there were the die cut butterflies that came in the ephemera pack, and then there were also butterflies in the acetate pack. So I'm going to layer them up. They match in shape almost perfectly, and there was a yellow one and a blue one. And I thought about adding a third one, the yellow acetate on top of one of the pink butterflies, but it was just too big for the space that I had. So I'm going to use just a small pink die cut butterfly instead. But right now, while I'm kind of making sure I like the way this looks, I need something to fill in that space below recorded. So the journaling card that I'm using has recorded at the top, and then there's a little box for you to add like a date or another stamp or something like that. So I'm just looking through both stamp sets. One is from the Life Crafted kit, and one is the Traveler's Notebook set. And I'm looking for something that will fit in that box. And I find this little square, or rather rectangle shaped stamp that says "This Here Now," and I'm going to just stamp that with some black StazOn ink. And it actually comes out a little bit wonky, but I think that's just because my StazOn ink needs re-inked, and I have not done that yet. So it's not a great stamp, but it's fine. You can totally still read it. It totally works. So I like the way that looks. So far I'm liking how everything's going, so I'm going to start gluing things down. So first I want to make sure that I get the placement of this ticket just right, so I add that to the 3x4 card first, and then again adding a liberal amount of tape runner to the back of both of these, and then sticking them down on the page. And I'm also going to add this little tab to the top that says Hello Love, because I do love reading. It is one of my loves, and I wanted to add that to the top just to bring some more of that darker tone to the top, as well as it's just a cute die cut. So I'm adding the number 24 to the bottom, and then adding the You've Totally Got This die cut to the bottom of that, making sure that nothing lines up perfectly. So all of the lines are kind of off. So the bottom of that die cut doesn't perfectly line up with the paper behind it. Nothing perfectly lines up with the bottom edge of the journaling card, just so that everything looks just a little bit offset. And now I'm going to add my title. So there were these gorgeous gold alphas in this kit. I mean, they are so beautiful, and I'm so excited to use them. So I'm going to add the title. It's just going to be Books in 2019, keeping it super simple. It just is what it is. So adding that with my thickers alignment tool, just so I can make sure I get it in the exact right spot. So adding books in, and then on the third line, just the numbers 2019 for 2019. And I really love using this tool because it's clear. You can see exactly where you're about to put your stickers before you actually stick them to the page. And because it's flexible, the stickers come off of it really easy. You just kind of have to lift up on the bottom edge a little bit, and the stickers stay down, and you can pull the ruler out from underneath it. Okay, so now to layer up these butterflies, I am pulling out my sewing machine. And I apologize, you're not going to be able to see the actual sewing because of the overhead camera, but you will kind of see my process. So I'm taking the acetate piece and adding just a tiny bit of adhesive to the underside of it, and then layering it on top of the cardstock die cut. And then I'm going to do just a single run of stitching right through the middle, just a straight stitch, and that's going to adhere the two together. So I don't even backstitch, I don't worry about it. I leave some of the strings kind of hanging a little bit. It just adds a little bit more texture to the page. I do trim them more than they are right now, but I do still leave some of them hanging. And this is enough to adhere all of that together. And it only took a couple seconds, and it's going to add a lot of texture and interest to the page. So here you can see I'm trimming them off, but just not too close. And there is the stitching. And it's not even straight, and it doesn't even matter. It's just really there for that added texture, and as an easy way to adhere the acetate, which can be sometimes kind of hard to adhere because you can see the adhesive underneath. So this is a great way to do it. And now, just to give it a little bit more dimension, since again this isn't going into a pocket page, I'm just bending the acetate just a little bit. I don't want to snap it in half. I just want it to be able to stand up from the cardstock butterflies just the tiniest bit, just so it has a little bit of dimension on the page. So then I'm just adhering those down again with my tape runner, and making sure I like where everything is sitting. That blue one is just not quite in the right place. I'm going to adjust it just a little bit. And then finally, I'm going to add just a few of these heart puffy stickers that came in the kit. They are adorable, and I couldn't resist adding just a few to the page. So I'm going to go with just some of the smaller ones that are on the page in the same colors as the other elements already here. So not adding any new colors, sticking with what I already have. Just going to add a few right around the butterflies in little clusters. And then that is going to be it for this page. So there are some close-up photos coming up. You'll see that the one thing I did do off camera is hole punch the left side so that it'll go in the Life Crafted album. But that's super easy to do with any hole punch. You just align it with one of the sheets that come with the album, one of the pocket pages that come with the album, and it's very easy to do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. There are, like I said, some close-up photos coming up, and if you did like this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up. It means so much to me when that happens. And be sure to follow my my channel so that you get updates when I post new videos. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day.